My dear friends, welcome back to VitaPrime Health. I'm Eleanor Vance, and as always, it is a true privilege to spend this time with you. Today we're going to dive into a subject that for many feels too delicate to speak aloud, yet it touches nearly every man as he moves through the later chapters of life. We're talking about erections, why they seem to fade or become less reliable with age, and more importantly, what you can do to change that story. I want to ask you right now to stay with me all the way until the end of this conversation, because the most vital, practical, and hopeful steps are waiting in the last part of our time together. Don't miss them. They could change not only your health, but your sense of confidence and connection. And before we begin, let me invite you into the conversation. Please comment below with honesty. When it comes to intimacy and performance, what is your biggest question? Fear or frustration? You are not alone. Your voice matters, and I promise you that others reading will find courage in knowing they aren't the only ones wondering the very same thing. So let's start where most men find themselves, wondering why something so natural, so automatic in youth, begins to betray them with time. In the simplest terms, an erection is a matter of blood flow, nerve signaling, and emotional readiness. As we age, each of those three elements faces new challenges. Blood vessels stiffen, tiny capillaries narrow, and circulation slows. Nerves lose sensitivity. The delicate fibers that once fired instantly begin to dull. Hormones shift, testosterone lowers, and mood or confidence can become tangled with fatigue or stress. Add in common health conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease, and suddenly, what was once effortless becomes uncertain. But here is the truth I want to impress on you right now. Fading erections are not an unavoidable sentence. They are a signal. A warning, yes, but also an opportunity. Because the body is telling you something. The same systems that influence erections are the very ones that predict your cardiovascular health, your risk for dementia, and even your longevity. In fact, some doctors call erectile changes the canary in the coal mine of male health. If blood vessels in the penis are struggling, chances are blood vessels in the brain or the heart are struggling too. That makes this conversation not just about intimacy, it makes it about life itself. Now let's pause for a moment and reflect. Throughout history, men have attached enormous significance to virility. In ancient cultures, sexual performance was linked to power, status, even spirituality. The Romans drank potions, the Chinese practiced breathing rituals, indigenous healers turned to roots and herbs. Across time, men have sought ways to preserve the vitality of their youth. And while many of those old remedies lacked evidence, the instinct behind them was correct. Preserving sexual health is about preserving total health. The two are inseparable. Modern science helps us cut through myth and focus on what really matters. Erections depend on the release of nitric oxide, a molecule that signals blood vessels to relax and fill with blood. This process requires healthy endothelium, the lining of your blood vessels, and healthy nerves. When those are compromised by plaque, inflammation, oxidative stress, or lack of use, erections falter. And yes, use it or lose it is not just a saying. It is biology. When the body stops experiencing regular erections, the tissue of the penis itself can lose elasticity and vascular responsiveness. That is why maintaining activity, whether through intimacy or even through nocturnal erections, is so important. I'll share with you a story. A patient I'll call Robert came to me in his early 70s. He was devastated, embarrassed, and convinced his sex life was over. He admitted he had withdrawn from his partner, avoided touch, and even stopped kissing her the way he once did. His blood work showed early diabetes and low testosterone, but what struck me most was his despair. Together, we created a plan. Daily walking, weight training twice a week, small but steady improvements in diet, stress management practices, and gentle reintroduction of intimacy with his partner without pressure for performance. Within 6 months, Not only had his blood sugar improved, but his erections returned, not as frequent as in his 20s, but reliable enough to restore his confidence and rekindle his marriage. His story shows us that this is not just about mechanics, it is about hope, love, and connection. And now let's talk about a critical piece many overlook. When we consider why erections fade, we must also think about the cellular foundation of repair. As we age, the number of circulating stem cells in our body declines. These are the master cells that travel through the bloodstream, repairing tissue, improving blood vessel flexibility, and supporting nerve health. With fewer stem cells, recovery slows, inflammation lingers, and the body has a harder time bouncing back from stress or injury. This is one reason why aging men experience not only changes in intimacy, but also in energy, resilience, and healing. Which brings me to something I believe could be a powerful ally for many of you listening. You've been hearing me speak about blood flow, nerve health, and cellular repair, and that raises a question. How can you support your body at that deeper level? That's where STEM Active comes in. STEM Active is a premium stem cell support supplement designed to help your body renew and repair itself from the inside out. Instead of chasing symptoms, it works by encouraging your own natural stem cells to circulate more abundantly, supporting tissues throughout your body, including the delicate systems tied to intimacy and vitality. Men who support their cellular health often report more energy, improved recovery, and greater resilience in every part of their lives. STEM Active is vegan, natural, and free from gluten, dairy, and nuts. If you'd like to give your body the support it truly deserves, scan the QR code you see on screen or simply click the link in the description to learn more. Don't wait until the warning signs become louder. Give your body the tools it needs today. Now, let's return to our conversation about restoring confidence and erections as we age. There are common myths that need to be cleared away. One myth is that if you can't perform, it must mean you no longer love your partner or are no longer attracted to them. That is simply not true. Desire and arousal are complex and involve mind, body, and heart. Another myth is that only prescription drugs can restore performance. While medications have their place, lifestyle is often the more powerful long-term answer. And perhaps the most damaging myth is that you are alone in this struggle. You are not. Millions of men share this journey, and the silence surrounding it only deepens shame. Now let's turn to practical, evidence-based steps you can begin today. First, prioritize movement. Regular physical activity improves circulation, boosts nitric oxide, and raises testosterone. Second, nourish your body with foods that reduce inflammation. Colorful vegetables, berries, fish, rich in omega-3s, olive oil, and nuts. Third, manage stress. Chronic stress floods the body with cortisol, which blocks sexual function and dampens desire. Breathing exercises, meditation, or even gentle stretching can shift your body back toward balance. Fourth, sleep. Deep restorative sleep is where testosterone is replenished and where your nervous system resets. Without it, performance suffers. And finally, connection. Intimacy thrives on communication, trust, and playfulness. It's not just about performance, it's about presence. Let me share another story. A man I'll call David, 65 years old, had struggled with erectile problems for over a decade. He had tried pills, which sometimes worked, but often left him with side effects. What changed everything for him was not another prescription, but a holistic approach. He and his partner began walking after dinner each night. They cooked healthier meals together, and they reintroduced touch without expectation of intercourse. Over time, his erections improved, but more importantly, his sense of closeness and confidence returned. His partner told me through tears, "I have my husband back." Friends, I want you to know that science affirms what love already teaches us. Intimacy is not measured in minutes or in performance, but in presence, care, and connection. Erections are important, yes, but they are one part of a much larger symphony of health and relationship. By taking steps to care for your circulation, your nerves, your hormones, and your cells, you are caring for your future. Now let's address a few common questions. Question: is it ever too late to improve erections? The answer is no. While aging creates challenges, the body retains remarkable plasticity. Even men in their 80s can see improvement with lifestyle changes. Question: does testosterone replacement always fix the issue? Not always. Testosterone is one piece of the puzzle, but without addressing circulation and nerves, results may be incomplete. Question: what about pornography? Does it help or harm? The truth is, heavy use can desensitize the brain and increase performance anxiety. Intimacy with a partner, built on trust, is far more restorative. Question: should I use supplements? Some supplements may support nitric oxide in circulation, but quality varies. Focus first on lifestyle, then consider carefully researched options. And if you're looking for a well-rounded daily formula to support vitality, recovery, and energy, you might explore Prime. It's designed as a comprehensive men's health support and can be found directly on the STEM Active website. Question: what if my partner has lost interest too? Communication is essential. Often when one partner begins to take small, intentional steps toward health, the other follows, and intimacy reignites in surprising ways. As we near the close of our time together, let me remind you of this. Erections do not simply disappear with age. They decline when we ignore the systems that sustain them. But by paying attention, by taking action, by refusing to retreat into shame, you can change your story. You can use it and keep it. You can reclaim confidence, intimacy, and joy. Please share in the comments below. What is one step you're willing to take after listening today? Will it be a short daily walk, a shift in your diet, a conversation with your partner? Your answer may inspire another man to act. And finally, if this conversation has spoken to you, I invite you to subscribe to VitaPrime Health. Share this episode with a friend, a brother, or a partner who might need it. Together, we can create a culture where aging is not about decline, but about resilience, wisdom, and connection. Until next time, take exquisite care of yourselves, and remember, you are not broken, you are becoming.